Mahoney County Board of Elections will hold a regular adjourned meeting of the board of the members on Monday, March 8th at 6 p.m. in the boardroom of the Mahoney County Board of Election Office, 345 Oak Hill Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio. Set to adjourn at the close of the polls, collection, tabulation, and release of the unofficial presidential primary election vote totals. Would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Here.
Attorney Beatrice?
Here.
Charge?
Here.
Ms. Calpesta?
Present.
Would the vice chairwoman lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have a moment of silence for our nation, please? The chair will now entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the March 5th, 2024 regular board meeting.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Bob Arndt. Is there any discussions or concerns? Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Ms. Charge?
Yes.
Ms. Calpesta?
Yes.
Under the chairman's report, two things. One, I had asked the staff to look into live streaming our meetings, because I know we have a Facebook page, and I think we have an Instagram page also. And so we could get a tripod and log onto our account, and we could do it live as well as it being taped and put to YouTube. So I'd like to start doing that next meeting. Would anyone like to entertain a motion on that or like to discuss it?
Well, what's the necessity of that when we already?
It's live, so people that can't be here, it's live. They don't have to wait to see it.
But they have no input, so.
Yeah, but
what
they
is the
could see it.
purpose?
It's supposed to be a public meeting. Sometimes people can't make it. They'd like to see it live rather than it being on tape.
But if they have no input into saying anything at the meeting, what's the point? That's the only thing I'm asking.
The point is that we are a public body. Whether they have input or not, they have an absolute right to see what we're doing as we're doing it. That's the point.
Do any of the other boards do the live meetings on
I
Facebook
don't,
or on
I don't know.
Instagram?
I just thought as a suggestion. If the board doesn't want to do it, it's fine. I just thought as a suggestion, being more open and transparent in all ways possible.
Do you have the capability of live streaming?
Okay, because I was going to say, I used to do that before too from the page that I had, but the only thing about it was the internet service, remember, was kind of sketchy, and it would search and then it'd be logged back and then it'd be like loading or something.
Can we do both? Can we record and do instant or do
Well, I can record, and if you guys want me to, I can do it from the live. It's just how good the internet is if,
I understand that.
you know what I'm saying, I could do it, though.
The point is we need another tripod, right? 'Cause you have to
well,
set your phone up.
yeah,
And then
well,
you'd have to be able to log on to, I don't know if you're.
like if you guys just have an account and you guys just have a device, whether it's a tablet or whatever, and I just use that and you just log it in, and I could do it from that, from that tripod
Right.
and that device or whatever,
I'd
like
rather
that.
have her do it. I mean, I think it would be consistent. If
Okay.
she- You know what I mean? If she does it and
So
then she
let's
does it.
get.
It'll be like the same.
Technology and.
Well, the technology is that we have a Facebook page, correct?
But I mean, what we would have to buy to.
You would have to buy nothing. Whoever's an administrator could Facebook Live it. All we
Right,
need
it
to
could
be a
be a
tripod.
phone.
Get your phone, hit live, and it just
But
records it
she's
live.
right about
Isn't
the
there-
internet service in this room.
That was the only thing that I stopped doing it because of the internet service. It was always interrupted. It never.
I
And
understand
that's a
that.
problem.
But Melissa or Tom have better internet on their phone, or Ann, anyone who's an administrator of our account can Facebook Live stream it. All we would need is a tripod. But I don't want to force it down anyone's throat, I'm just saying.
No, I think it's a good idea. I just think that we have to be conscious of the internet. Even in your phones, sometimes you don't get them in here. You know
Like
that.
I've done it here live on the Instagram and it came through all the time, so.
Okay.
And we did discuss this before, and we
Yeah.
did meet with James Malarkey and talk about what apparatus we would use and what
You
we
can
would
use
do.
anyone's phone that is a administrator for our page, okay? And they just simply hit live, and then it lives it, and then it's there.
Right.
And then ASAP, you want to explain what you
Yeah,
said?
so I'm administer both the Facebook and Instagram with James and Chris. We'd have to have 2 different cell phones for that.
No, you can share the Instagram to the Facebook. You could link Instagram to Facebook.
With our security,
So what
Well,
we
which
did
one
have-
has more followers, Instagram or Facebook?
all our Facebook.
Yeah, so let's just do Facebook Live for now. But I'm telling you, you do have the ability, if you have 2 accounts, you can link the accounts. So when you, because Meta owns Facebook and Meta owns Instagram. And so if you post it to one, you can make it that it automatically posts to the other. But I'm just thinking, in the utmost ability to be transparent and open, I have nothing to hide what we're doing here. I know that some people can't come here, I know sometimes it's an inopportune time. And whether or not they want to participate, we are running their elections and every voter has a right to see in real time what we are doing. And that's the only reason I thought of it.
Right.
Is there a motion or we just want to do it? How would the board like to proceed?
Well, I don't know if we need a motion, I'd like to just do it. And-
All right.
But I'd like to have, you know.
So all we would need is Melissa or Tom, figure out who is the administrator, and then that person's phone would simply do it live and then post it. Be it. All we would need to do would be a tripod, put the phone on, and that's it.
So will this be a personal phone that we're doing this on?
No, we would probably get something that wasn't someone's personal. But we have some options in the back. We
Maybe
have
maybe a
some phones.
dedicated, or
Yeah,
dedicated,
yeah, I don't-
you can get a dedicated iPad too. I mean,
And we even have some stuff here we can look at first.
right.
Okay.
Yep.
The other thing I think that I had asked the members to look at was protecting our machines in case of a leak. I brought that up last time, Joyce. Member Pesta, Joyce Gale Pesta said, and I thought it was an excellent, I think that's being proactive rather than reactive. And have we looked into that? Do you have any?
We have, I think we both have a few things on that. We went down to the warehouse with facilities, to see where the pipes actually were down there. And I think in the short term, we're gonna have to rearrange the machines so they're not directly underneath those pipes. But then I think they have to be covered with a visqueen or plastic at all times when we're not there.
So do we
looked
cover
at-
each one individually, or do we buy a big tarp, or how are we?
We cover the rows.
We bought rows for
Easier.
that. It's
It's
been
just
before
that-
to do that.
The main part of that machine we're worried about is the scanning electronics, sits
Mhm.
about 32 to 36 inches off the ground. That probably would be suffice for now as a temporary solution, of rearranging the warehouse so we're clear of those pipes. We
But
talked-
even being clear of the pipes, if there was a leak and the water started accumulated, how bad would it be before it would affect those machines?
You'd have to, we're talking almost 3 feet. Because
You mean
electronic-
the basis of that machine, if it got wet, wouldn't be affected?
No, because there's nothing down there, it's just.
Just a
it's
storage.
It's a
It's like a big,
storage.
Okay.
So we don't change
So we
that.
wouldn't have to put them on crates or anything?
no.
But we looked at the canopy system, we talked to facilities, and it's the size of that warehouse and the low ceilings that we have already, probably wouldn't work. But we have been to a few different counties over the last month, even prior to this looking. And the board could look at going off-site like Lake County does.
Mhm.
Lake County's warehouse is separate from their board.
I don't necessarily like that
We don't either, but.
because of the optics of it.
Exactly. But this building doesn't have much space available. for
You
what
said
we
there was
need.
some kind of individual visqueen or something we could put over
That's
each?
what we already have that. We've done
Yeah,
that
we just
before.
don't use it all the
We
time.
just don't use it all the time.
All
but
right,
We should
so
start.
let's have a policy that we're gonna use it all the time
Yeah.
now.
Yes.
But to your point about the leak or other logistical issues we have with security in this building, we don't just have equipment in the warehouse, we have the whole tabulation room, The logistics of the building, even for early vote, it's worth a look to do a little bit of an examination of whether we need our own building standalone or whether we need to move, because there are many problems, not just the leak that is an issue that we started talking about over the last month or two. For example, early vote, the parking and the different things. We don't even have our own parking here at the Board of Elections. Everybody else has designated parking. So when we were talking about going off-site for the warehouse, we didn't love that idea either. We like everything all together, but there are multiple issues here that we're supposed to be meeting certain security measures for the Secretary of State's office that because of the way the building is, we can't always do it. And so it's worth a look at starting to canvass and examine those notions.
My understanding is that we alone cannot agree to move this, that we'd have to get the commissioners.
No, that's not true.
That's not true?
I think if you look at 35, I think it's 0119,
19.
I think the commissioners do have authority, we'd have to get approval from the commissioners.
Well, why don't we ask an opinion from our lawyer?
I think we should get an opinion, because some counties have never asked their commissioners,
Well,
they've just done
that
it.
doesn't mean that that's right.
Well, they would have followed the law.
Because
They followed the law.
if we are able, and we have it in the budget to move the Board of Elections, and we can be compliant with what the Secretary of State does, I would be all for that.
Yeah, but it's not in our budget, because we have about a $1.9 million budget to actually move. The commissioners would have to approve those budgetary
Budgets, yeah.
lines for us to move.
Right, that would have, I mean.
Right,
that
so
would be a
that's a
process.
different question,
Yeah.
whether we
Yeah,
legally
the
can
budget's
do
a
it.
different question than moving.
Yeah,
You know, I think it's within our power to move. It's the problem with the budget. That's what the commissioners have to agree on, is the budget, not really us
And
moving.
do we pay an implicit rent here, or we get this rent free?
No, we get this rent free.
Okay.
yeah,
Well-
the commissioners have to provide space for us,
Right,
that's where.
that's where the law
I mean, it would be a much better conversation to have the conversation with them rather than not in a mutual conversation about
Well,
what
so-
the issues are, because maybe they can address some of the issues, that would be good too.
What are the issues with, when I hear you say there are some things the Secretary of State is requiring us to do, and we're not doing them, I get a little bit of angina from all my fellow board members, because if we're required to do something and we're not doing it, we're not fulfilling our oaths.
So just because I mean, some of it's security, so I'll say just one simple thing is alarming early vote. That equipment that's out there should be alarmed and locked down every night.
Mhm.
And
And why-
it's basically in a foyer.
Why aren't we doing that?
Because that is the entryway to WIC and
Other
comp care
offices.
and other things. So if you alarm it, you're alarming other entities in the building. So it's
No,
not.
no, they're just the doors in, not the doors to where you early vote.
But there's no door, that's just elevators.
They don't
and
have
doors.
doors that go into early voting.
Pardon me?
They don't have doors that go into early voting. Those are not locked because they go through the building. They go through our space, actually, to get to their
There's
offices.
5 exit and entrance points
Right.
within early vote.
Yeah, just a simple, I mean, rather than, have but that's just one simple thing.
You have to shut down the elevators and
Right.
everything.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why we have a deputy at each door, because there's no way to lock that door at night for early vote. If you had an entrance in and an entrance out, and it was the same point of entry, you
Mhm.
pay less for security.
What other things aren't we complying with?
We're supposed to have our own separate alarm system, which makes it tough because this
Wow.
building is shared and there's multiple
So,
exits and
so
entrances on there.
why are we waiting for something to happen and then react to it? What are we doing to make sure that because those machines are not alarmed and because those doors are not alarmed, what are we doing to protect those tabulations and those voting machines?
I think that's why you have all these the cameras installed.
And all the
24 hours.
deputies.
And they're emptied every night. There are no ballots, there's no
Yeah.
information left over there at all. Everything is cleared out of there every night.
Yeah.
So, and it's put in the vault, so we're safe in that way. There's
And the
nothing.
building is locked.
Yeah, the building is locked, but
And what else, what other kind of security things aren't we technically complying with then?
well, I think they've done a good job with the security measures that they've taken so far.
Right.
But it's not what the Secretary of State requires.
Well,
Well,
So-
they're
that's
a
the
little,
Secretary of
sometimes
State
David, they're a
inspection.
little.
We did.
We did that, yes.
Okay.
They've been in here multiple times.
Yeah.
to Do pass their
Inspections.
their inspections.
Okay, is there anything else? Why don't we start looking at this idea? And, I mean, it's not something that's short-term, it's a long-term
It's a
kind of
long
goal.
term.
But someone should start it at least.
Well, I know the commissioners, I've talked to a couple of them, they have some ideas in mind for moving some offices to other buildings, but they wouldn't be compliant for us.
Right.
You know, I think we need to stay in a local area. We don't need to go outside of our, sort of where we are now. I mean, not right here, but I mean, like in Boardman or Canfield, or in the city of, you know, maybe upper city of Youngstown, you know, like Upper Market Street. But where they're talking about buying is not, I don't think, conducive for us. So we do have to be sort of proactive on this.
Well,
So here's a simple one, so we can use a proper mailroom. When you're opening mail, that we're supposed to be maybe wearing gloves, because we have to watch out for ricin and anthrax and fentanyl, we're supposed to have an AED and a Narcan, and you have fans blowing that way. I mean, that's a really extreme version of what they wish for, but there are things here because we don't have the space that we can't do.
Well, you know, for instance, when the presidential comes, you're gonna have to have at least 2 machines opening mail all day long. We had dedicated crews that's all they did was open mail. We had to use that big room in the back,
Conference room.
conference room A, but that really took the balance out of our area to do it. So I mean, you know, it's gonna be, when the presidential comes, it's gonna be a biggie. And I mean, remember, Tom, we had them going day and night. We had trays and trays and trays. And,
Teams.
yeah, we had
I mean,
teams.
even if there was renovation over in that corridor, it's been left. I mean, it's been left.
Oh, but that's such a junk area. I mean, they haven't ever cleaned that. There's so many junk areas in this building. I hate to say that.
Well, let's start looking into it, okay?
Yep.
All right. I would go to the director's report.
I think we're pretty much prepared for tomorrow. We're full on our poll workers.
Yay.
As of now, you know, the phone's still ringing. We do have reserves coming in the morning. As of 8 o'clock tonight, we should have every machine delivered to every polling location. We're on track there. So far, early vote went well. Did you bring a sheet of our numbers for the final vote?
I can go grab it.
Something, yeah.
Yours is still on your desk. Okay.
It's been steady. It hasn't been busy. We're predicting 25 to 30% turnout. It kind of mirrors what the state's doing.
I think that's high.
It might be high.
It's sad.
That's sad, but I think
It's
it's high.
tough to go back, we always go back historically. In 2008, 2012, it was an aberration because that was historical with the bomb and the turnout we had. 2016 was different, the crossover to Donald Trump. 2020 was an all-mail ballot. So we went back to 2004, last time we had a race like this. And we had about 24% at that point.
So that's what you're predicting?
Yeah, that's what we're predicting. A total ballot so far is 9,200, which is a little down from previous elections.
So the ones you haven't received yet have to be received postmarked by tomorrow?
They have to be postmarked by tomorrow night, Monday, but we're allowed to receive them up to 4 days afterwards.
Okay.
As long as they're postmarked.
As long as you're postmarked, thank you, yeah, Dave. I was trying to get that two together, I couldn't. Right.
And that reflects how many ballots went out. That doesn't reflect returns, right?
Correct, I think we have 881.
880 missing?
Still.
Yep, to return.
That's not too bad.
All right, so the chair will now authorize a motion for the staff to hire the necessary help for the June 11th, 2024 election.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Joyce Kilpesta. Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the director call the roll?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Arndt?
Yes.
Ms. Gelfesta?
Yes.
The chair will now recognize a motion to approve the scheduled classes for the instruction of precinct officials for the June 11th, 2024 special congressional general election.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Bob Arndt. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Arndt?
Yes.
Ms. Gelfesta?
Yes.
Is there anything else in the director's report?
Not on my end, Melissa?
No, I just wanted to say a comment to thank our staff, and that's the seasonal folks that come in, our full-time staff, all the security. Everybody has worked really diligently. They work almost with no direction. They come when there's an issue, and we just really are thankful for them. We really appreciate them.
We're ready for tomorrow and all the snafus that seem to go along with it.
We call it every poll location, we follow up now, we've done that for the last 3 to 4 years, during the days. They've all been contacted, they open at 5:30.
So we're not gonna have any major problems tomorrow.
Oh, no,
Not at all, not even one.
Not even one.
But you know, maybe while we're at it, we should just talk about these two things, that there is, Springfield Elementary, where we're gonna be moving to, we did do a press release, we did answer some concerns. There is road work, state route road work, it's the state doing it on the way to the elementary school. So we may get some calls about that tomorrow, so if you get that as board members, that's happening. We went out to the fair, I feel like we've been at the fair 62 times. I want to assure you of this, so we're happy about the fair, it's a beautiful facility. Pat Genetti's crew went out there and they put orange barrels up for us and cones, so you go down this way and you exit this way. They can't go any other way but into that gate and to their location. Deputies are gonna be out there just to check on the traffic and whatnot, and we do have some staff gonna show the folks where to park. The parking lot that will normally be available to us is not available to us tomorrow, and that is because we moved into there at the last minute once we lost St. Michael's. We had to find a place. June and November, we will not have that problem. They've already assured us, and so that we will have a beautiful facility moving forward.
I'm
So-
very happy about the
Yeah,
campus
I
there. I
am
think
too.
that's gonna be great.
And Pat's folks made signs for us today, parking signs, and then went out and put the parking signs on after we realized we needed that. So you may get some calls tomorrow about parking, a little bit of that, but we anticipate that, and that in the future, this is not gonna be an issue.
And you
And
set up
Tom
somebody
did
to
some
handle
media
parking.
today.
You've set up someone to
Yeah.
handle parking out
We
there
have
too,
a couple
so
people that
that's
are gonna be
great.
outside all day.
That's great.
It's a shame, because it's gonna be so cold.
Yeah, we
They can have their little flags like the parkers at the fair.
I really wanted to get them like those.
Yeah. Flags.
So we anticipate a little bit of that. Other than that, we're ready to go.
All right.
And the area in the fair will be lit up, correct?
Mhm.
So they should be, yeah.
Yeah, they've been really fabulous. They're excited to have us, frankly. They've been great.
This so far.
I know.
They haven't done this yet.
Yeah, let's not get
Well, we
excited.
did sign a contract for the year.
Oh,
Everyone's
good.
excited to have us the first election.
Yeah, Mark. Oh, that's
It's
wonderful.
like the guest that stays too long, and no clean towels when they leave.
Stay too long at the fair.
Is there anything else under the director's report?
I didn't have any, I don't have any.
Anything under unfinished business? Anything under new business? Anything for the good of the order or public comments? Okay, I need a motion to approve and move the regularly scheduled board meeting be held on April 2nd to an adjourned board meeting on Tuesday, April 9th at 9 a.m. with a recess to reconvene at 9.
So moved.
Hold on one second.
That's for the purpose of our certification.
Right.
All right, there is a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barker. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Member Joyce Kilpesta. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. Would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Petrus?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
Ms. Kelpesta?
Yes.
I need a motion now to set the certification of the March 19th presidential primary for Tuesday, April 9th, 2024 at 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
That's for provisionals, Tom?
Yes.
Certified?
Yes.
I so moved.
There is a motion made by Member Joyce Kilpessa. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Bob Arndt. Is there any discussions? Hearing none, would the director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Petrus?
Yes.
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
Ms. Kelpesta?
Yes.
Now we need to set a certification, we need to select audit locations for the audit of the March 19th, 2024 primary election. And so how we do this is, how many do we need to pull?
The first two members pull 3 poll locations, and the next 2 pull 2. We'll always have enough. And then you go in order on how they're pulled, because it depends, we do it by poll location.
All right.
Springfield Fire Station 22. Need my firemen. Poland Masonic Lodge. Wait a little while. Beloit Municipal Building.
Okay. This is Angels for Animals. This is Eastside Public Library. And Turning Point Old BCC building.
Come on, Bob, pull a big one.
Boardman Library.
That's a big one.
The Goshen Township Administration Building. Oh, just like that one.
Okay,
We're getting there.
we're there, we think. Yeah, we'll be close. 22.
Highway Tabernacle,
All
sorry.
right.
There we go.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
That'll put you.
One more, Joyce.
Copeland Oaks,
All right.
that's a good one.
Finish strong.
There you go.
All right, we are set to recess and reconvene. Do we need to have a resolution board?
We will, we only have a handful right now. The bouts have run great, so the only ones kicking out are the voter errors, but very few.
Okay.
Is
well, that's
6:30 good enough for a resolution board, if we only have a few?
Yes, yeah, because then Ann can start those right away. Can we do 6? It's up to you guys.
I just hate getting here at 6 and then we're done in 10
Standing
minutes and then
around,
we're
yeah.
sitting around.
6:30 is fine.
6:30?
All right, we're gonna have our resolution board. I'll take a motion to recess, set to reconvene for the resolution board and set to adjourn after the polls close. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Moved by
Sorry,
Vice
Joyce.
Chair Sandra Barger and seconded by Joyce Kilpesta. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the director call the roll,
Ms.
please?
Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes,
Mr. Orange?
Yes.
Ms. Calpesta?
Yes.
we stand in recess.